I did my best to overhaul the feel of combat with the least amount of mods possible, so here are 10 combat mods that you need to modernize your game. If you need, I will also include a tutorial demo showing how easy these mods are to install, more towards the end of the video though. Let's start things off with True Directional Movement, a mod unlocking your character in third person to move around in all directions regardless where the camera is pointing. This means walking, running, and sprinting, on horseback, in the water, absolutely everything. It also comes with some extra useful features such as the target lock, where your camera will get locked to a target, making it easier to aim your attacks. Head tracking, making your character's head follow the camera for an extra touch of immersion, and projectile locking for any ranged combat. Kinda crazy how doing this doesn't make your character Then we have Smoothcam, the best third-person camera mod out there, separating the player character from the camera, allowing some movement around the screen, making for an overall smoother experience. There are also so many presets for this mod, so you can customize it however you want. Then, it's important to have a main combat overhaul mod, and I went with BFCO for this video. This is the latest successor to SkySA and MCO. If you're unfamiliar with these modern combat overhaul mods, they essentially allow you to have a really cool moveset and make your character commit to an attack. As they swing, they will also move forward, whereas in vanilla, they would just sit in one place and simply swing their weapon, which is unimmersive. This mod adds new movesets to pretty much all weapons, and while the ones included in this mod are good, we will add some others just cause I think they're a little cooler. But what makes BFCO superior to MCO is some extra features such as jumping attacks, swimming attacks, and more. It's not that new anymore, which means that a lot of other mods that worked only with MCO previously have been updated or converted, so you don't need to sleep on it anymore. And speaking of sleep, it might be a little hard to get enough of it, but with Manta sleep, you can achieve deeper sleep and better comfort as you sleep in complete darkness, even in the brightest of days. Their masks are incredibly comfortable since they're made from the best and most breathable materials. And with the eye cups, there's literally no pressure on your eyes. Now you might say there's not a one size fits all. And Manta Sleep agrees. This is why they provide multiple types of eye masks. You can have the Pro Sleep Mask, the Manta Cool Mask, which provides cool therapy, which honestly feels so good, especially when you spend your whole day in front of a screen. It's actually really comfortable as well. I feel no pressure on my eyes right now. And then there's the Weighted Sleep Mask, providing some extra pressure for a deeper sleep. And these are not the only ones available, just the ones that I tried out. A big thank you to Manta Sleep for sponsoring this video, and you can use my link in the description or the code on the screen to get 10% off your Manta order. Now that we all just had a good night's sleep, let's get back to battle. I don't know where the camera is. Now let's take over those animations with the Elden Rim Moveset. All these animations feel heavy and they hit. While BFCO animations are very similar, this mod adds multiple animations to all the weapon types, making everything differentiate, so swords will not have the same animations as daggers. Because this mod includes fists, swords, daggers, war axes, maces, greatswords, battle axes, warhammers, as well as dual wielding one-handed weapons. When dual wielding, you'll also notice that different types of weapons will have different types of animations, so you will not play the same animations when you're dual wielding daggers as when you're dual wielding maces, because that would make no sense. Now that we got the animations right, let's make sure that your attacks are physically accurate with precision. This mod makes the game actually take into consideration your weapon swings and hit appropriately. So with this mod, you can hit multiple targets in one swing, even if they're not directly the target that you're aiming at. It also introduces weapon trails so you can see where the hit goes, and a hit stop and camera shake effect, making your attacks feel like they have more weight. You will also have to analyze how much space you have to swing, since you will recoil when hitting walls and other items, so wielding a greatsword in tight areas will not be such a good idea. And if I were to add another mod that I won't count towards the total 10, I would also recommend Precision Weapon Trail Replacer, making the trails a little less noticeable. They will look more like a distortion in the air and less like a brushstroke. Now that we got all these cool movesets, we definitely don't want annoying blocking enemies to stop them. And the most annoying freaking enemies in every single game that I play are annoying blocking enemies. And I hate it when a game has me break their shield in order to deal damage, and it's even worse when their blocking breaks my chain of attacks. That. But with no recoil, this won't be a problem. This mod will disable the light recoil, allowing your attacks to be chained. It's essentially a must-have mod for any combat setups that use mods like BFCO. Now that attacking is out of the way, let's focus on some defense. Something that Nazim lovers like Brianna desperately needs. First, let's get the iFrame generator, a mod that allows the creation of iframes for animations, giving you a few frames of invincibility as you dodge, making for a more fun mechanic similar to Souls games. And now, what dodge mod should we use? Now there are a few, but I would go for TK Dodge RE. To get this to work, you need the meshes from the original TK Dodge, but I'm counting it as one mod because bruh. You will also need to use the Pandora patch if you use Pandora instead of Nemesis, or else you'll roll in one place, which can get dizzying. Now, why this mod over other dodge mods? Especially as a former user of DMCO. Well, the latest version of DMCO doesn't work with dynamic dodge animations, and I like that since you can't cancel your attacks anymore, and I'm a petty little bitch. But TK Dodge does that cancel attack feature, which makes the combat more forgiving, and to me, it feels better. Plus, you can use TK Dodge in first person too, which is great. And now let's add a little bit of spice with Sekiro Combat S. This is definitely a pretty underrated mod in combat list. What it does is it makes it so blocking creates these beautiful sparks which feel so good, and the sound effect is also awesome. The mod also makes it so your time blocks regenerate your stamina and damages your opponent's stamina, somewhat mirroring the posture and deflection mechanic in Sekiro. It also negates weapon and armor damage as well, as it gives 50% magic resistance, so it heavily encourages timing your blocks, but it doesn't force it. And the cool thing is that enemies can also do that, which can truly mess you up. And finally, I have Dynamic Block Hit. Again, this one requires Maxu Blocking Overhaul that you have to install manually, but shh. But what this mod does is separate blocking animations when blocking normal attacks and power attacks, and it makes enemies' attacks feel heavier and more difficult to block purely by introducing new animations. And that's it. 10 mods. Kinda. But allow me one extra. Smooth moveset, adding new animations for when you're not attacking, improving the idle stances, or sheathing your weapons. It gives some style and weight to your weapons and gets you hyped for battle. There are even these really cool animations for unarmed equipping. I mean, let's throw some hands. And who knew that taking your battle axe out could look so cool? And in case you are wondering what this armor is called, this is the latest masterpiece from Fourth Unknown, Ancient Imperial Armor. This is a beautiful set that comes in two variations, a super heavy version and a lighter one. It also comes with a matching sword and a beautiful shield with this intricate design. I couldn't come up with a more fitting name for this set, as it really feels like you're playing as a legendary Imperial soldier from when the Empire still had a promising future. And I'm done. If you're an experienced modder, then you know what you're doing. But if you're a total newbie, I actually wanted to try something out and provide a 100% unscripted demo of how to install all of your mods, and you can watch that in the description below. It's on Patreon, but it's completely free. For now, I just have an MO2 tutorial since it's my mod manager of choice, but Vortex would be very similar as well. Skyrim modding can be complicated and exhausting, so make sure to get some rest and check out Manta Sleep using my link in the description for 10% off your order. I truly appreciate them for sponsoring this video and providing a really good quality product to you guys. A massive thank you to my Patreon supporters who continue to support more and more content here. Your name can also appear at the end of my videos, or you can be roasted to bits if you choose the Nazim Lover tier. On that note, click on this video to watch my latest Skyrim mod showcase, or click on this video to watch the best mods of last year. Why are you not clicking? Come on, they're still on the screen. Come on. Now leave me alone.